Everyone says we're living in the smartest economy in history. Technology runs our factories, our finances, even our thoughts. We trust data more than instinct, and we call that progress. That's the dream: more data, fewer mistakes. More automation, less risk. If intelligence keeps rising, our investments should too, right? But here's the paradox. The more perfect our systems become, the less sense our decisions make. We've built tools that predict demand, forecast risk, and trade in microseconds, yet whole industries still chase hype like it's free money. Because intelligence isn't the same as judgment, and precision isn't the same as wisdom. The smarter the machines, the dumber the investments. So maybe the real question isn't, how smart are our machines? But how much dumber do we become when we trust them too much? Everyone loves the idea of smart tech, smart cities, smart investments. It all sounds profitable, and on the surface, it makes perfect sense. AI can process millions of data points in seconds, predicting demand, forecasting risk, and helping companies cut waste while boosting profits. No ego, no coffee breaks, no burnout, just clean optimized logic. Automation saves businesses millions every year. Machines scan invoices, check contracts, and avoid the errors humans make when they're tired or under pressure. In factories, intelligent robots streamline assembly lines, reduce defects, and raise output, meaning higher quality at lower costs. Even investment teams now use AI to track markets, simulate outcomes, and balance portfolios faster than any analyst could. It feels like the future of efficiency, where every dollar, every decision, every process is optimized. But here's the question no one asks. When everything runs perfectly on autopilot, does anyone still stop to check if the results make sense? Because smart doesn't always mean right. Sometimes optimization hides the fact that we've stopped thinking. A perfectly efficient system can be perfectly wrong, just faster. And when algorithms are the ones making choices, even small mistakes get multiplied at machine speed. We call it innovation, but sometimes it's just automation wearing a better suit. And that's the irony of smart. The more perfectly it performs, the easier it is to miss the cracks beneath the code. We celebrate productivity gains without asking if they translate into real profit, or if efficiency has simply become another metric that looks good on paper but costs more in practice. So if machines are smarter, faster, and cheaper, why aren't the profits keeping up? Because while automation saves money in one column, it quietly adds a whole new list of expenses in another. AI may replace repetitive jobs, but it also requires servers, chips, cooling systems, and entire data centers that run 24/7. Labor costs go down, sure, but energy costs, compute costs, and maintenance, they shoot right up. Many companies spend millions saving millions. They invest in smart systems without fully calculating the total cost, from integration and cybersecurity to training employees who now need to manage the machines that replace them. And when things go wrong, a system crash, a security leak, a faulty model, the repair bill doesn't just erase the savings, it multiplies them in reverse. And then there's the irony. The more businesses automate, the more dependent they become on systems they don't fully understand. That's not just risk, that's leverage. And when you don't understand your leverage, you're not optimizing anymore. You're gambling with better spreadsheets. The smartest tools can't fix bad incentives. When companies chase short-term gains disguised as efficiency, they forget that profits don't come from speed, they come from value. AI might streamline operations, but it can't create vision. And a company that forgets why it's automating soon finds itself automating the wrong things perfectly. We call it artificial intelligence, but most of what we see today is closer to automated confidence. A machine writes an essay, trades a stock, or answers a question, and because it's fast, fluent, and precise, we assume it must understand what it's doing. It doesn't. It's simply very good at predicting what looks right based on what it has seen before, and that's where the illusion begins. We mistake fluency for understanding and precision for wisdom. AI can detect patterns at a scale no human ever could, but it doesn't know why those patterns matter. It can optimize outcomes, but it has no sense of purpose behind the goal it's optimizing for. Yet this illusion is comforting. It tells us we've built systems smart enough to replace our own judgment systems that feel objective, neutral, even superior to human decision-making. And slowly, almost without noticing, judgment gives way to trust. But what these systems really replace isn't thinking, it's accountability. When a machine makes a decision, who owns the consequence? When it succeeds, we credit the model. When it fails, we blame the data, the training, the market, anything but ourselves. The danger isn't that machines are thinking for us, it's that we've stopped thinking because of them. When investors replace curiosity with faith that's not intelligence, it's the automation of ignorance. We've built a world where data replaces doubt and speed replaces depth. Answers arrive instantly, dashboards glow with confidence, but instant results aren't the same as insight. Wisdom takes time, reflection, and friction, and time is the one thing automation is designed to eliminate. As we grow more dependent on these systems, something subtle begins to change. We stop asking how decisions are made and start accepting whatever they produce. That's when the illusion hardens into ideology, when technology stops serving us and starts defining us. Because once you believe a system is always right, you stop noticing when it's wrong. And that's how intelligence quietly turns into influence, shaping not just what we do, but what we believe. AI was supposed to make life easier, but now it's making decisions that humans used to. Banks use algorithms to decide who gets a loan. Even hospitals use them to decide who gets treated first. Sounds efficient, right? Until someone realizes the code was trained on unfair data. That's how bias hides behind smart systems. It looks neutral until it isn't. The numbers look objective, but they're just repeating human prejudice at machine speed. Then there's the job problem. AI doesn't take breaks, vacations, or salaries. So companies replace people with programs. Data entry, customer support, even design gone. Machines don't make mistakes from stress, but they don't buy coffee clothes or pay rent either. An economy that automates too fast forgets what it's built on people. And behind all that efficiency, there's another quiet cost: data privacy. These systems feed on information, our information, but no one really knows how much they're keeping or where it goes. We built machines that run on data, but never stopped to ask who's responsible when that data is wrong. We automated decision-making before we automated accountability, and that's when smart stops being helpful and starts being dangerous. The same intelligence that predicts your next purchase can also predict and manipulate your next belief. It's not science fiction anymore, it's the business model of attention. And once data becomes the fuel of every choice, control stops being human, it becomes algorithmic. We call it progress, but maybe it's just power repackaged as convenience. We built machines to think, and somewhere along the way, we stopped doing it ourselves. AI can analyze data, predict outcomes, and execute tasks, but it can't decide what should matter. That part was supposed to be human. We measure machine intelligence by how much it learns, but we never measure human intelligence by how much we understand. We call AI smart, yet keep making the same dumb financial decisions, chasing hype, ignoring risk, confusing growth with wisdom. The paradox isn't about the machines getting smarter. It's about people forgetting what being smart actually means. Because if machines can learn faster, and humans stop questioning slower, then smarter machines doesn't make us better investors. It just exposes how little we've learned about ourselves. Real intelligence isn't about prediction, it's about reflection. It's knowing when to slow down, to doubt, to ask why. Machines will never have that instinct. They can't feel regret. They can't sense caution. They don't wonder what their purpose is, they just execute it. And that's exactly why humans still matter. So maybe this isn't really a story about AI, it's a story about us. Every generation builds tools to make life easier, then struggles with what those tools reveal about ourselves. AI won't destroy the market or save it. It simply magnifies who we already are, our logic, our fears, our greed, our hope. Smarter machines can process data, but only wiser humans can turn that data into direction. The real question isn't can AI think, it's can we still afford not to? Intelligence makes things faster, wisdom makes them better, and maybe that's the investment we still don't understand. Wisdom doesn't scale like data. It grows through mistakes, reflection, and accountability. If AI is the mirror of our intelligence, then every decision we automate reflects the values we refuse to question. Maybe the smartest thing we can build isn't a machine that learns, but a society that remembers why learning matters. Because in the end, technology doesn't define the future, choices do. And if you believe those choices still matter, stay curious. That's what Econ Explained is here for.